Hey ladies, what's up? Welcome back to We Age Graceful. Let's get into it. Let's just get right into it. I don't want to draw this one out because I like this. I like this one. This one here is creating that good self-care routine. Like, you ever wake up some mornings and you feel like you just need something. You just need to do something to literally just pour into yourself. You ever felt like you went to bed and woke up tired? Now, you didn't had a good night's sleep, but when you wake up, you just feel like nothing didn't recharge. Your battery is still on 10% and you're trying to get to 100. You know when you got your phone and your battery's about dead and it's red, you still red. Let's pull back. Let's take some time and let's figure out a way to literally pour into ourselves and do it nice and gently. Let's just talk about it. So before we get into all that good stuff, how are you doing? How's your day going? I just got finished having dinner. So I hope I don't have anything in my teeth for those of you who are watching on YouTube. But I decided to record this evening. Normally I do my recordings on Saturday, but I said, you know what, Kelly, you have some time. You know, everything is kind of like settled. I saw everybody in their quarters and I said, you know what, this is a good time, Kelly. Before you wrap your day up, go ahead and talk to the ladies. Talk about what you getting ready to do, for your evening part. Talk about that. Because sometimes, me, having a full-time job, I have 2 YouTube channels and a podcast, and I never told you guys this. So y'all hearing this first. I have 3 websites. Yes, I have 3 websites. My first website is iamKeliB, which is my main channel. So if you're into like beauty and lifestyle, come on over there. If you're just now finding. My second website is We Age Graceful, which is like a hub for We Age Graceful. We have the merch, we have the podcast with the YouTube, we have good informative blog posts. I'm a firm believer about having, a good website and having like a home, because that's like your place. That's that Gen X in me. But and my third blog, I don't really want to get into that one yet, but I do a third blog and it is geared towards women as well. And I'm still getting that one off the ground and getting that one running. I kind of took a break from it because I haven't really been putting content up there. So I'm going through a time right now with Google. So once me and Google get back on good terms, then I'll share that particular website. I really enjoy websites, but we're gonna get into that later about websites and businesses. I think we'll talk about businesses and entrepreneurship and all that stuff probably the top of the year. Maybe we'll do something in Q1 about starting fresh in that aspect. Let me know if there's something that you want to talk about, because I don't really share much about entrepreneurship. I feel that's not my arena. I know about it and I know more of the financial side because I am an accountant, but like having that whole entrepreneur conversation, that mindset, I can't really have that conversation. I do want to, because I think it'll help me. I think because I work on grants for a living, that's how I know how to run businesses, if that makes any sense. The back end of it. I don't want to talk too much about it. I done opened up a can of worms. But nevertheless, I want to talk about, just a good self-care routine that will revitalize us women over 40. We can get caught up, like I mentioned earlier, we can get caught up in everyday life, what we spend prioritizing, if it's someone else or something. We have to sit back and really, really focus on ourselves, because if we don't have ourselves, who are we going to have? You know what I mean? And if we don't prioritize ourselves and we run ourselves down to the ground and people are dependent on us, how are they going to depend on us if we don't run ourselves down to the ground? Because, we all can have a breaking point. I've had a few. I've had a few. A few is two. So I had a few within the last 4 years. You know what I mean? So you got to really sit back and really pour into yourself. So I want to take this episode a little bit easy. You know, this is that particular day when you feel you are just so done off and you're trying to figure out a way. You're trying to pour into yourself for a day, but you don't know where to start. Because sometimes, we figure out a morning routine, we figure out an evening routine, but sometimes we just have to have a day where we just kind of like keep checking back in with ourselves, keep checking back in with ourselves. Because sometimes you still have to work if you can't take a full day to yourself. And if you still have to work and show up, if it's that job or if it's other people, you got to find pockets for yourself. You really do. So I want to start off with just like a good old morning routine. Keeping it really simple. This is a simple one. You're not really doing much, but you still taking time for yourself. I feel like how you start your day can set the tone for everything. So if you get up in the morning and the first thing you grab is your cell phone, we already know where that's going. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're trying to read like a scripture, or if you're trying to find something motivational, something like a devotional or affirmation, whatever the case may be. But if you just getting on and as soon as you start your day, you on TikTok, you on Instagram, you trying to see what's the next thing going on, you on CNN, whatever, news station, we're going to do things very, very simple and gentle. And as I say gentle, we're going to do a gentle wake up. I wrote this down because I said, Kelly, you got to do this. Like a gentle wake up where you just wake up and you would just lay there. You know how you wake up sometimes and you just jumping up. You just jumping up because you got to get to work. You just jumping up because you got to, if you work from home or if you work outside, you have to put your clothes on, get the kids up, get yourself up, and you got to get out the door. Waking up a little bit earlier and just laying there. I know sometimes, easier said than done, we want to get that extra 10, that extra 15. But it's all about, this is just that one day. This is just that one-off day where you just waking up, avoiding your phone and using natural light and maybe a soft alarm sound. Nothing hard like them iPhones and Android sounds. No. Soft. We can always set our phones to nice soft jazz music, or maybe the sounds of rain, or just like birds chirping, like just taking it easy. So do a gentle wake up, and then take 5-10 minutes and just like stretch. Get up, stretch. I'm telling on myself, I used to get out the bed, right? And sometimes I still fall into this habit because, you got to break a habit to start a new habit. Get out the bed, flinging sheets, and you just going right to the bathroom. Using the bathroom, you may look in the mirror, gather yourself, get your eyes blinking. You're just trying to do all the things, right? But just like take a minute and like stretch. If it's like leaning against a wall, if it's like leaning over and putting your hands to your toes, just to kind of see how really stiff we be in the morning. You know what I mean? Because I know, I'm telling on myself right now. But doing like a 5 to 15 minute stretch, or even like getting to them yoga poses, not them hard ones, the simple ones. I know you may sit and say, Kelly, ain't nobody getting up to get down on the floor. You ain't got to get down on the floor, sis. You can just go ahead, lean against one of your walls in your room or your door, and just put your back against it and just lean forward, just to kind of stretch that back. Because, sometimes we sit back and wonder how we have like lower back pain. Yeah, some of us deal with fibroids and have hard menstruals in that time of the month. But as we getting older, we got to really make sure we stay kind of limber, because stuff be happening. So yeah, stretching, light movement, and then we can kind of get into some meditation practices. That can be, like I said, meditation or just journaling. My good sis Keita gave me a new journal, so I'm getting into it, y'all. I'm trying to be a little bit more gentle on myself. I'm trying to be a little bit more tender with myself, because I used to journal in the beginning days of my therapy. And I used to journal back in the day. I had a diary, all the things. But I feel like as time went on, my brain just runs so much faster than I can write. And I think I mentioned this in a previous episode, that I'll write and I'm trying to get all my thoughts out, and then my handwriting just changed. Now I'm getting sloppy. I'm writing slanted. Now I'm sitting here taking up 2 lines, just tripping because because my thought process is so much faster than how I can write. I like to write neat. I do have a large handwriting, but I like to write neat and in the lines. And I'm an individual. If I do write and I make a mistake, I'm tearing the whole page out and I'm writing everything all over. I'm doing it, telling on myself. That's why I want to start doing digital planning, because I was tearing planners up, tearing them up. Yeah, just kind of like having gratitude journaling and just clearing your mind. I know easier said than done when we have things on our mind. We're trying to get over things. It can definitely take a toll on us. And this is during our morning routine now. And we're gonna do a nice skincare. Take that time. If you have to sit back and wake up a little extra early, just one day, just to pour into yourself and to give yourself that self-care, do it. It makes a world of a difference. I'm telling you, I know we take long showers. We want to sit in the bathroom, close the door, have a little me time. We might want to sit in the car, have a me time. But we got to figure out how to have me times in our own environment. And that's it. So just to kind of recap, like a good morning routine, we're going to have gentle wake ups. We're going to do some stretching and some light movement, mindfulness practices, and we're going to have a good skincare ritual, a good skincare routine that we can do. Now, this is all on the same day now, girl. We doing all this is self-care. We pulling it in for ourselves in one day. So now you go on which day. Go on which day. If you got to work, if you stay home, whatever you do. I don't care if it's a vacation day. If it's a vacation day, whatever you choose to do. So now we got midday. Midday. Who would have thought we're going to have a midday recharge? Yes. We're going to take a break. So if you're working, so think about it. You at work. You want to either go for a walk, if you're at the office or if you're at home. Sometimes our jobs can be stressful. Some days they're good, some days they're not. But on those days where you need to kind of like, regroup and say, Susie was really doing a number on me today. I got to take a moment. Recharge. So what this looks like. What does this midday recharge look like? We already know you got to take breaks. Breaks are important. So what I have down here is go for a 10-minute walk. Walk around your building, walk around your neighborhood, do whatever. Walk around your house. If you can't go outside, if you can walk in place, or if you just want to sit down, pour into yourself. My next one, hydrate, nourishment. Have some water, have some light snacks. I know we're going to have our lunch, or we had our lunch or whatever, but sometimes doing something different can just make you feel good. I know some of us love a good charcuterie board. So you make yourself a little cheese tray or something, or get yourself some yogurt, or get yourself some I'm trying to think, some fruit, make a fruit tray. Just make it about you. You don't have to wait until special occasions to do things for yourself. Like I have two boards. I guess you call them charcuterie boards or whatever. I would sit and make myself something, knowing that I work from home. So I would make a board that's big enough for my mom and I. So if I make it, I'll let her know, hey, the board is in the kitchen. Go get yourself something. I got cheese. I have grapes. I have, cantaloupes, honeydew, strawberries. Maybe have some hard salami. All the things, some crackers. I'll make it. So you just kind of like treat yourself. Don't wait until, it's a holiday or you having folks over. You are the moment. Pour into yourself, even if it's midday. Okay? And we have grapes in our house. You know, some of us like grapes. I know I like grapes, so. Or even if you just like apples and you have apples in your house, cut them up. My mother eat apples every day. She eats 2 apples every day. I could do 3 days in a row. After that, I can't do it. But it's true. Apple, they give the doctor away. I don't know. It's the fiber in the skin. I don't know. It's something. And in addition to, treating yourself, doing something nice, focus on ways to stay calm and doing nice breathing techniques. I was afraid to do this. I don't know why. Oh God, I tell you, growth is something. You just sit in your chair, right? Say if you, like, I work from home. So you're in your chair, right? And you're at your desk and you're really just doing a breathing technique. You are bringing it in through your mouth, through your stomach, and you're just blowing it out. Oh, you bring it in through your nose. I'm sorry. You bring it in through your nose and you bring it out through your mouth. You can tell, I've been doing a few. So, yeah, that could be a good midday, like, recharge. So let's get into the evening. We're going to do an evening wind down. Yes. Sometimes we just have to spend the whole day for ourselves. Some of us can't go to spas. Some of us can't do all those things due to the nature of our lifestyle, children, finances, all the different things. Some moments are better for me and some moments aren't. Sometimes you gotta be an adult and think right. Prime example, I'm gonna tell you, happened to me this a couple of weekends ago. I had to buy tires. I had to be an adult and buy tires. So yeah, can I afford to stay in a hotel of $300 a night for 2 nights and plus buy tires? Yeah, I can. But should I have? No. It's called being responsible. So in the event that you can't do the things that you really want to do, this is where you have to make sacrifices or make do, or just kind of like be inventive for yourself so you can have those self-care moments. You know what I mean? Sometimes just take a little bit just to pour into yourself. So let's get into this wind down situation. Let me tell you something. There was one point in time for me that when I was working in the office and I would get home, I would sit in my car. I would literally sit in my car for about 30 minutes before I went inside. Because I knew that shift was about to happen. I can't even get it out. That shift was about to happen. That 6 to 9, now you got to come in. Now you got to cook. Now you got to clean. Now you got to talk to everybody because everybody want to have a different conversation. And not that you don't want to do those things for your loved ones, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just want to decompress. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I had to sit back and say, you're not being mean, Kelly. You're not being evil. You do need a moment to decompress. You just got to finish working 8 hours somewhere. Sometimes it's 9 hours. Somewhere where you had to really be alert and give your all. And now when you come home, you just want to like chill, but you can't because you have a family you got to attend to. I'm trying to fix my mic here, y'all. I feel like my mic is off. But we don't worry about that later. But what this look like? Just taking a moment for yourself. So in the event, now you're off work, you're working from home, you went to the office, now you're coming home. You gotta take at least 20 to 30 minutes for yourself. And I don't mean take it in the car. I mean literally take it for yourself. Like, you have to let your folks know, hey, how y'all doing? Give all the hugs and kisses, hello, whatever you gotta do. And everybody know, give my 20, 30 minutes. Don't go locking yourself in the bathroom. You could just still sit on the couch, amongst it. But just don't hit me with the whammy as soon as I get through the door. You gotta unwind a little bit so you can prepare your body for what you're about to get. So then now you can prepare yourself for what you gotta do. If you gotta, cook dinner, see what's going on with these kids, see what's going on with your significant other, see what's going on if you're caretaking for anybody. Now you can go ahead and tap into that. You can do that. Now, we're going to focus on you again. Because before you go to bed, you do not want to go to bed in a stressful manner. You do not want to go to bed like, dang, I got to do this crap all over again. Because I've been there before. I've been there before where I felt like I didn't have a moment for myself. All I did was just run, 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 run. And I know sometimes that's what life has, that's just how life goes. But now you know better. And you can actually pour into yourself. So now that you undid everything, got the house in order, everybody's, good to go, prepare to pour into yourself for the evening. Okay? Prepare yourself that you're going to have a restful night. You're going to make sure you are going to turn them screens off. I know you want to know what's going on social media. This is just for that one day that you need, that one self-care day. Turn the screen off. I know it can be hard because sometimes we're not even looking at what we think we're looking at all other kind of new things online. We don't look at what we normally look at, but we might want to hear something funny. We might want to hear something to confirm the way we think. We might want to, hear what other people going through to feel that you're not alone. Turn it off. Unwind. Some ways to kind of step into a restful evening routine. Like I said, no screen. Allow your mind to slow down. And that's something that I had to do. It's kind of hard being a content creator. I had to sit back and say, Kelly, stop watching everyone else. You have to worry about what's going on with you, your content, and your job, and what's going on in your house. Because if you keep doing this, you're gonna run yourself into a wall. So we did our skincare in the morning, but now you gotta do your skincare at night. You gotta wash the day off of you. You got to wash the day off of you. Get in the shower, get in the bath, however you do it. I know some people take baths in the morning, then they do it again the next morning. Some people just take a bath at night. They don't take a bath in the morning, depending on if they sweat or not. I don't have that luxury. I'm going to call that a luxury if you can't. I am going to. I sweat at night. So I'm going to take a bath. Even if I don't smell like nothing, I am going to take a bath. Because sometimes you sit back and think, oh, you sleeping at night? We do sweat at night. We do all these things. I need to clean the day off and the night off. We need to start fresh on both sides of the fence. That's just for me. So in addition to, having a good, wind down, have like your good skincare and your good bath ritual. I think taking baths are so underrated. Let me tell you something. I just recently bought me some new Epsom salt. I had to close my eyes on that one. I bought some vanilla. And y'all might have said it's a limited edition one. I think it's Mr. Teal. Dr. Teal. I think that's what it's called. It's a vanilla one. When I tell you the bathroom smells so good, the tub smells so good, and if that water is good and hot, I like a good little hot shower, a good hot bath. Wind down. Lavender is nice too, but that vanilla, and talk about sleep good after. Talk about sleep good. So, now we done got, and also while we doing this, I know I have to write some things down. Light a candle. I would turn the light out in the bathroom, have it so dark, just my light is flickering from my candle. Make a mood for yourself. Romanticize yourself. That's a part of self-care. We all have a candle in our house. And if we don't have a candle, we don't have to go out and buy a Bath and Body Works for all that. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get you a $1 candle, burn it, and have a vibe. Okay? Have a vibe. I'm trying to figure out ways to do things to where it doesn't cost me nothing, so I can really romanticize my life, I can really revitalize my life, and I can pour into myself. I'm telling you, it was a time where Kelly wasn't a factor. Kelly was not a factor. And here we are at this good age of 48, And Kelly pours into herself like no other. I'm a little hard on myself. I will say that. But I will pour into myself. I run a bath in a minute. Turn that water on. Turn it on. So while we doing that, so now we're going to get out, put some nice pajamas on, whatever we're going to do. It's not done yet. It's not done. Pull that journal back out and write about what you're grateful for, how you feeling, and do it slow. Even if it's one word, if it's 2 words, y'all, I am working hard on this journaling because I wish I wasn't so embarrassed to share one of my journals that I had. I did mention before how I would journal and then I would tear the book up. I didn't want nobody to know how I really felt and what was going on in my head. Crazy, right? Oh, God. Because now I wish I had those so I can sit back and not be so hard on myself. And I can sit and see how much I have grown from before. I remember some of the things, but it just lets me know how far I have come, you know? So in saying all of that, just jot down 3 things that you're grateful for and what helped you in your day so good. And even if it's like, I'm so happy that I took that 10-minute walk today. I am so happy that I did that midday recharge. I'm so happy I woke up early. I woke up slow. Those type of things. You just for this one day. And if you can do it every day, go for it. But sometimes you need that one day where it's just, it gives you a different vibe, if you will. And now we're doing all of that. We're jotting everything down. If you're into soft lights, I do have a one of those rock lights in my room. It's maybe I think it's supposed to be a Himalayan salt rock or something like that. But I think it's just a pink overlay over a light on the inside because it makes my room look kind of like pinkish reddish. But nevertheless, it's still calming. Your eyes are not straining. If you still want to read a book, you can. Just to kind of unwind. You can use lavender. Lavender's good. I do have some lavender spray by the side of my bed that I spray on my pillows. Or again, like I said, you could do the soft lighting just to kind of make your room comfortable. And this is just a nice, good self-care routine that you can do if you choose to do it every day, if you choose to do it just for one day. Because sometimes I understand, I know easier said than done. Sometimes your world is just so busy. And sometimes you don't have the means to even make these small changes because everything's moving so fast. Sometimes it's not about you. It's about others. If you can, try to make some small, impactful practices that you can pour into yourself. Like I said, I know it's easier said than done. I know it may be a little hard, but if you can, do that. We're in our 40s now, and we have to find ways to pour back into ourselves because if you just have people pulling from you, all you're going to do is keep pouring into them, and you are losing. And then before you know it, you're going to be so far depleted that you're going to lose yourself. And you don't want that. You don't want that. So I wanted to figure out a way where it didn't cost to make time for yourself. Sometimes you talk about going to the spa, going to the hotel, doing whatever you choose to do that might cost, going on vacations. Sometimes we are just not in that place. And that's okay. That is okay. But you got to try to find some ways to pour into yourself. Because trust me, I was there. And baby, it was a rough season. And sometimes we fall back into it. We fall right back into it. But we find ways to, do what we have to do to, make do. But I encourage you to just, if you can't do it all, just figure out a way when you can start something like this for yourself. Pencil it in on the calendar. You may sit and say, well, I can't do it this day, can't do it that day, but I'm going to try it this day. Try it. Just try it for yourself and see how it goes, okay? Just try to figure out ways to make yourself feel better. Let me tell you something. When you feel good on the inside, it will exude out. And people will see it. People will see it. You're not doing it for nobody else. You're doing it for yourself, okay? You're doing it for yourself. So in saying all that, ladies, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give your girl a rating on your streaming platforms. Leave your comments down below. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're following and listening on your streaming platforms, go ahead and follow your girl so you won't miss an episode. And ladies, be easy on yourself and be gentle. And ladies, always remember to keep putting yourself first, because if you don't put yourself first, no one will. Okay? We teach people how to treat us. Okay? It took me a long time to learn that. Okay? A long time to learn that. But here we are, better late than never. Okay? Pour into yourself. So until next time, I'll catch you in the next episode.